A multi-sport star as a teenager in the San Diego area, Ericka Lorenz might just have been as successful on the softball field or the volleyball court, where she was an All-American while at Patrick Henry. Luckily for water polo, Monkey, as she was known among teammates, chose the pool, and at precisely the right time. She put college on hold while contending for a ticket to the 2000 Olympic Games, the first to feature women's water polo. Just 19 years old, she was part of that history-making squad that claimed silver in Sydney. Lorenz then returned to school at Cal and fast became a top player, racking up 81 goals in 2 seasons. She also remained entrenched with Team USA and in 2003 was part of the first FINA World Championship in program history. That led to a second Olympic Games appearance in 2004, where she won bronze in Athens. As her international career accelerated, her club career also took off, starting in Italy. She battled through injuries to take part in a banner year with Team USA in 2007 as the women claimed 3 major championships, all without losing a single match. An attempt at a third straight Olympic Games for Lorenz was unfortunately halted due to shoulder and knee injuries, leading to her retirement in 2008. But her mark was most definitely left on the squad as a dynamic player who helped usher in a new era for women's water polo internationally. She's always stayed close to the water, now serving as an Ocean Lifeguard Specialist for Los Angeles County.
I think it was 95 or 96, somewhere in there. Patrick Henry High School. It was my first coaching job, and she walked on to the pool deck. But all the parents were there too, and I had a random parent come up to me and just ask a very straightforward, good question. And he said, "What's your policy on having freshmen on the varsity?" And I said, "Well, the best players are going to be on the varsity. It doesn't matter if they're a freshman or not." And he walked away. And it turns out that that's Ericka's dad. And what struck me about that was he didn't ask, "Can a girl be on the boys varsity team?" He asked if a freshman could. It wasn't any doubt in his mind that his daughter was every bit as good as the boys out there.
I think about how the game has changed from when we played to now and how athletic these women are. And I think Ericka would have fit in really well in this style of play, just athletically. She was just freakishly athletic, could throw super hard, could swim really fast, and could get over her hips really well, and could do things that other people just couldn't do.
From the minute I met her when she was in high school all the way through being her teammate, she always exuded this fun and interesting way of seeing the game. She is the best competitor. I loved playing with her, I loved training with her because everything was game speed and everything was trying to be the best. And it showed when we played. She was an incredible athlete and teammate.
If we were behind a goal or the momentum had swung in the game, you could kind of just look over and she would give you like a little head nod, like, "Okay, we've got this, let's go." And she just was so even-keeled, and it didn't seem like pressure ever got to her.
She worked so hard in everything, but it came so easily to her. It looked so simple. As a person who a lot of things in water polo didn't come easily to, I used her as a benchmark to see how her body was in the water, what she was doing. And it wasn't because someone was telling her to do it that way. She just knew that's the right way to do it. And it actually elevated the play of all of the teammates around her.
She's got to be probably the person you want on the beach when an emergency is happening, and it's been fun asking her, like, "What's it like guarding after the Olympics? And is it the same?" And she says, "You can tell by looking at the people when they get on the beach whether you're going to have to save them that day or not." And she's just got such a ability to read people in situations, and she's been an incredible teammate and was a great person to have.
You don't go 5 minutes knowing Ericka without realizing she's so humble about her achievements. When I first got to see her play water polo, it was actually the very first time I found out she played water polo and played water polo nationally. I was at Avalon working on the beach, and all of a sudden out of the corner of my eye, I catch this ball going probably 3 times harder than it has ever been thrown in Avalon. And I pick up the binoculars and I remember watching her throw just absolute heat at the goal. And I look over at one of the other lifeguards and I'm like, "What the heck is going on?" They said, "Oh, you didn't know she played in the Olympics?" And I'd known Ericka for probably 2 or 3 months at this point, and I'm like, no, I had no idea she had played. And so that's kind of the first time I saw her. And that goes back to how humble she is. She just kind of puts her head down and does anything that I needed her to do. And it was done with a smile on her face all the time.
It's really great to have someone like Monkey by your side to give you a little bit of fun and humor. And so there's a lot of love with Monkey, and I'm really, really proud of her.
she cares about her people and her friends and her family, and she cares more about those people and the relationships than like her own personal situation. And I think she's somebody that puts people first versus, you know, ambitions she might have, and that's just kind of who Monkey is.
There were so many coaches in her life, and there were so many levels of water polo that she played that were so much better than what we did when we were in high school and club. For her to remember back where it all started and playing with crappy balls on boys teams and just trying to figure it out, and for her to develop into the player she did, and off she went to Cal and in the national team. It's such a cool story. She deserves it, and I couldn't be more proud of her.
Ericka is one of those types that I think would be super embarrassed at the thought of being a role model for others, but she absolutely is. And I think part of that is that she's so humble at it, that she's a good role model to the kids. Like, you can be an excellent athlete or a fantastic lifeguard or just a great person and be humble about it. And I think that that's kind of one of her messages to share.
Monkey, congratulations. You are incredible. You were somebody I really looked up to as a teammate, as a water polo player, and as a friend. And I'm so proud of you. This is so well deserved, and I'm glad that you're finally getting the recognition that you deserve. So congratulations, keep killing it, keep being awesome, and we'll see you soon.